Before she became powerful, before people whispered her name with fear and respect, before she became untouchable, she was just Emily Carter, a 27-year-old woman from Austin, Texas, raised in a hardworking middle-class family. Emily's father worked as a warehouse supervisor. Her mother was a hospital receptionist. They taught her simple values: honesty, loyalty, and working hard no matter what. Emily believed the world rewarded good people. That belief almost destroyed her. After graduating with a business analytics degree, Emily moved to San Francisco to chase her dream of building a successful corporate career. She landed a job at a fast-growing tech startup called Nexora Solutions. She started at the bottom: junior analyst, small desk, low salary, but her work ethic was unmatched. She stayed late, solved problems others avoided, helped teammates without asking for credit. Within 1 year, her strategies increased project efficiency and saved the company thousands of dollars. Clients praised her work. Internally, employees admired her dedication. But success creates enemies. Her closest coworker, Madison Blake, pretended to be her best friend. They shared coffee breaks, talked about dreams, complained about work together. Behind Emily's back, Madison stole her reports, modified them slightly, and submitted them as her own. When Emily confronted her manager, Robert Kane, he already knew, and he chose to ignore it. Why? Because Madison's uncle was a board investor. Robert looked Emily in the eyes and said, "This is corporate life. Learn to play the game." That was betrayal number 1. Then came love. Emily was dating Jason Miller, a marketing executive from the same company. She supported him emotionally when his career struggled. She even helped him prepare presentations and proposals. The day Emily was shortlisted for a senior analyst promotion, she planned to celebrate. Instead, she walked into a restaurant and saw Jason sitting across the table from Madison, holding hands, laughing, comfortable. They didn't even try to hide it. When Emily confronted Jason, he said without shame, "You're too focused on work and too soft emotionally. Madison understands ambition. She has connections." Madison smirked beside him. 2 betrayals, same office, same faces. But life wasn't finished breaking her yet. Emily had invested nearly $35,000 of her savings into a startup with 2 college friends. They promised long-term returns. She trusted them blindly and signed partnership documents without fully reading legal clauses. One morning, she received a notification. Her shares were transferred. Her access was revoked. The startup was sold. Her friends vanished, blocked her number, deleted social media, left the country. In less than 1 year, Emily lost her professional credit, her relationship, her life savings, her trust in people. That night, Emily sat alone in her small apartment. The city lights outside were bright. Her room was dark. Her phone was silent. No apology messages, no support, no justice. She cried quietly. Then she stood up and looked into the mirror. Her eyes were swollen, her face tired, but something new appeared in her reflection: anger mixed with clarity. She whispered, "If everyone can betray me, then I will never be weak again." That moment changed her life. Emery didn't plan revenge immediately. She planned power. The next morning, she wrote 3 words on her whiteboard: control, skill, money. From that day forward, she studied investments, learned negotiation psychology, built side income streams, networked strategically, upgraded her professional skills. While Madison enjoyed fake success, while Jason chased shallow status, while her fake friends spent stolen money, Emily rebuilt silently. She promised herself, "One day they will hear my name again, not as the girl they betrayed, but as the woman they can never touch." And that was only the beginning, because Emily Carter was about to rise in a way none of them could imagine. Emily Carter didn't announce her comeback. She didn't post motivational quotes. She didn't show fake success online. She didn't tell anyone her plans. She worked in silence. Every morning at 5:30 a.m., she woke up before the city moved. While San Francisco slept, Emily studied. She learned stock market fundamentals, startup valuation, corporate negotiation tactics, behavioral psychology, leadership communication. She enrolled in online certifications. She read business books. She listened to podcasts during workouts. Every free minute became fuel for her transformation. During the day, she continued working at Nexora Solutions. Yes, she stayed inside the same company where she was betrayed, not because she was weak, because she needed information. She observed everything. Who controlled decisions, which projects were failing, where money was being mismanaged, which executives were corrupt. She became invisible again, quiet, polite, efficient. They thought she was broken. They were wrong. Emily started freelancing at night. She offered data analysis services to small companies. Slowly, she built a reputation. Within 6 months, she had 3 steady clients paying her more than her office salary. She didn't upgrade her lifestyle. No new clothes, no luxury items, no expensive trips. She saved aggressively. Her bank balance slowly grew. But money alone wasn't enough. She needed connections. Emily attended tech meetups and investor networking events. She didn't brag, she listened. She learned who had power and who needed talent. That's where she met Daniel Brooks, a venture capitalist with a sharp eye for talent. Daniel noticed her intelligence immediately. "You think differently," he told her. "You see patterns most people miss." Emily didn't tell him her past. She told him her vision. She spoke about ethical business, smart growth, long-term strategy. Daniel introduced her to his circle, and slowly Emily entered a new world. Not flashy, not loud, but powerful. At Nexora Solutions, cracks were starting to appear. The company was expanding too fast. Poor decisions were being made. Madison, now promoted, struggled with responsibilities she never earned. Clients complained. Deadlines were missed. Investors were nervous. Emily noticed everything. She quietly prepared. She created a private investment portfolio. She partnered with Daniel on small startup deals. One of their early investments doubled in value, then another, then another. Within a year, Emily had built enough capital to make serious moves. But she didn't leave Nexora yet. She waited. Then the perfect opportunity arrived. Nexora Solutions announced a risky international expansion. Employees celebrated. Investors were nervous. Emily knew the truth. The company was over-leveraged. Debt was high. Cash flow was weak. One wrong move could collapse everything. Emily started buying company shares quietly through third-party platforms and investment networks. Small portions at first, then more, then strategic amounts. She also gathered internal data, legal, financial, operational. Everything was documented. Everything was organized. One night, sitting in her apartment, Emily looked at her laptop screen. Numbers, charts, ownership percentages. She smiled slightly. They betrayed me when I was powerless. Now I'm coming back when I control the board. Meanwhile, Madison and Jason continued their shallow success. Madison enjoyed her fake promotion. Jason posted luxury photos online. They believed Emily had disappeared. They didn't know she was becoming something dangerous. Not emotional, not angry, untouchable. Because when power meets patience, destruction becomes silent and precise, and Emily Carter was ready to strike. The day of reckoning arrived quietly. No dramatic announcement, no warning signs, just a scheduled board meeting at Nexora Solutions that would change everything. Emily Carter walked into the building wearing a black blazer and calm confidence. She wasn't nervous. She was prepared. Inside the boardroom, executives, investors, and department heads filled the seats. Madison sat proudly near the front. Jason stood by the glass wall, scrolling his phone, completely unaware. The CEO began presenting the international expansion plan. Charts flashed, numbers rolled, fake optimism filled the room. Then, a senior investor raised his hand. "I'd like to request a shareholder vote before we proceed." The room shifted. Emily slowly stood up. "I support that request," she said calmly. All eyes turned to her. Madison whispered to Jason, laughing, "What is she doing here?" The investor continued, "Based on current holdings, Miss Emily Carter now represents one of the largest private shareholder groups." Silence crashed into the room. Madison's smile disappeared. Jason's phone slipped from his hand. The CEO looked confused. "That's not possible." Emily connected her laptop to the screen. Ownership percentages appeared. Legal documents displayed, verified investment records. She spoke clearly. "Over the past year, I acquired shares through multiple legal channels. I also partnered with institutional investors who believe in restructuring Nexora. Today, I officially hold voting power." The CEO swallowed hard. Madison stood up. "This is a joke. She's just an analyst." Emily looked at her. Cold, calm, untouchable. "You took credit for my work. You took my boyfriend. You took advantage of connections, but you never took time to build real power." Then she turned to Jason. "You betrayed loyalty for status. Now you'll learn what real status looks like." The investors voted. The expansion was canceled. The board was restructured. Leadership changed. Emily was appointed strategic director with controlling authority. Media exploded within hours. Headlines flooded social platforms. From betrayed employee to corporate powerhouse, Emily Carter takes control of Nexora Solutions, the silent rise of a female executive who outsmarted everyone. Madison was removed from management. Jason lost his position. Their social image collapsed overnight. Emily didn't celebrate publicly. She went home, called her parents. "I did it," she said softly. Her mother cried. Her father whispered proudly, "They couldn't break you." Weeks passed. Under Emily's leadership, Nexora stabilized. Smart restructuring, ethical operations, profitable growth. Investors respected her. Employees trusted her. Her name became powerful. People stopped whispering behind her back. They spoke carefully around her. Because Emily Carter was no longer someone to manipulate, she was untouchable. One evening, standing in her office overlooking the city skyline, Emily reflected. She remembered the girl who cried alone in her apartment, the girl who trusted everyone, the girl who lost everything. She smiled. "They betrayed me. They tried to break me. Instead, they created the woman who can never be controlled again." And that was the truth, because when a woman learns to turn pain into power, she becomes unstoppable. She becomes untouchable.